Let's move on and talk about the MPP Super Delegates Conference and, of course, all the issues that have come out of it as well. And to everyone who's watching on Facebook, I'm seeing your messages. Thank you so much. I'll read them before we wrap up. But now we're hearing from the Ashanti Regional Chairman of the NPP, who's saying that if it wasn't for the fact that there's a need for democracy and, of course, to respect the Constitution, this should have been a done deal for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Looking at the numbers that he pulled on Saturday during the NPP Super Delegates Conference. Take a look at that video quickly.
Yes, there will be a rerun, but the rerun, the delegates will not be the special delegates or the delegate that constituted the special delegate. But however, the National Council will break the tie. And the reason being that the constitution of our party under Article 10.3 gives.
We have 926 votes. But if one candidate have 629 votes, it's more than enough. Even the one we are calling him second, Kennedy, we are calling him second. He got 132. 132. It's not close to him. And the third one, he got 95. It's not close. But because in the name of democracy and our constitution, that is why we are still going for this election. But if it is not in the name of democracy, this one is the done deal.
And if it wasn't for the name of democracy or for the sake of democracy, this should have been a done deal for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, who pulled 629 of the 961 votes or delegates. Of course, 923 votes were cast on Saturday, and he pulled 629. And I'll start off with you. I want to hear from you what you make of this statement by the Ashanti Regional Chairman, and if you also think that, based on the numbers that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has pulled on Saturday, this could be a done deal for him on November 4.
Oh, please. In terms of percentages, 923 as against almost 250,000. You cannot say that. But I wanted to say something about mental, short one.
Okay.
You see, law is law. You need to find out the exact, provisions for you to prosecute. And this is not a clear-cut case. This was an agreement between two people. Nobody was coerced to put their money there. Do you get me? So if you are doing all these things, you need to be very, very careful so that you don't get it wrong. And for me, to get my money back and to get somebody jailed, I prefer to get my money back.
Okay.
That so the process that will make them get their money back is what they should be pursuing.
And not jailing him.
Whatever it is. But if you jail him, the money will not come.
Maybe they'll find other ways of retrieving the money. Agyarko is already selling some of his assets.
Oh, I'm saying that such a person might not even have assets which are in his name.
I think most of them are not in his name.
Okay.
So you are saying that somebody got 600 and what?
29.
Out of 923. Out of this MPP party, how can you go for an election and say that because somebody got 629 is a done deal? Wontumi is my brother, but this one is not, it's untenable.
How so?
My dear, how you have almost 200,000 or more people waiting to vote. So you cannot say it's a done deal. Unless they want to change their constitution to suit one person.
There are concerns that there's also that attempt to push one candidate to become the flag bearer. And so that whole tag of establishment candidate has come to play.
You see, Bella, what I always say is that there's nothing wrong with an establishment candidate. You shouldn't make it look negative. Because every government, every president has his favorite. Every parent have their favorite. Obama preferred Hillary. Now he prefers Biden. There's Kamala Harris who wants to come after Biden, but Obama is saying, let's do Biden again, openly. Do you understand? Clinton preferred Gore. Clinton pushed Obama over his wife. J.J. Rawlings pushed Atta Mills over his wife. Do you get me? So everybody has a preferred candidate. But if you create an environment like what they are saying now, that because he got 629, let it be, then it becomes problematic. So I do not think it is wrong if Danado is interested in having a candidate. But don't change the system to suit that person.
Is that what you suspect is happening?
No, but why should he say that because this is done, then it's a done deal? The man got less than, I thought you get about 90%. If he's truly an establishment candidate, then it means then he hasn't done well. Because an establishment candidate should get 90% and get everybody out of the way. But he got about 68 point something.
What do you make
amongst a smaller group of people? Do you get me? Bella, my worry was with the Alan side.
What about them?
Alan is an old person. Alan has always been around. But what beat my imagination was why should Alan's peers support the surrogate?
Why shouldn't they?
Why is it so? What it's like overwhelmingly. What was it? So maybe that is where maybe the manipulation aspect came in. Because there are people who are out there amongst these superdelegates conference who are the peers of Alan Jermatin. And it is automatic. It is just like a rule of thumb that whenever you are in an adventure or a venture or an event, it is your peers who would support you. Like the peers of the ousted Niger president, the old people who are presidents of West Africa, who wanted to go there to support him to get him out, his peers. The surrogate is the coup maker. He didn't get support from ECOWAS because the man who has been ousted, his peers are the people who are there. So it is expected that your peers should be with you.
So what could have gone wrong?
That is what I am asking. So maybe there is a need for them because they have a chance, an opportunity to redeem this situation. My biggest pain was that in his own home region, Alan got 10 votes, which was a disaster. And I believe that there is the need for Alan to re-strategize. It is not late.
But you've heard from some of his campaign team members saying, or alluding to the fact that there was some level of inducement, and some of the voters were forced to even show their ballot paper to indicate who they voted for before dropping it into the ballot box. And so clearly, there was some machination against, the other candidates.
So the point is that then strategy should change.
In what way?
The way that they do their campaign should change. Because you see, the fact is that this is the elite of the MPP. Government appointees, ministers of state, MPs, DCs. Do you get me? If they have been induced, then what will happen with the grassroots?
But those are just allegations.
This is what, if that is so, I do not think that anybody should point fingers at this time. If you want to re-strategize and change your fortunes, you need to go back to the drawing table.
But Alan's man was attacked. He had a swollen eye in the northeast region.
And what is Kennedy
Agyarko? He also says his agent was chased.
Yes, and the man had the collar around his neck. He was shown on your network. Bono East. Do you get me? So these are things that are not even acceptable. That in this small group of elitist UGCC representation of people who are elite, people are attacked. But you see, that shouldn't be the case. That even if your people are attacked, you should still stand. You see, the moment you start throwing your hands in the air and complain that my people were attacked, we have 16 regions. People voted across the regions, and how many people were attacked? In all the 16 regions, no. So you look at these things and see how you can strengthen yourself.
So was Kennedy wrong in crying foul on the day?
He wasn't wrong. I don't see why he was even called to disciplinary committee. The man was talking about what his pain was, what was being done wrong to him, and they said he has defamed the part. That one is there, but I didn't see anything wrong. The man was visibly hurt. Ken is somebody who cannot hide his pain. He was visibly hurt, and he was talking about something that hurt him. So, that one is their own arrangement. But I'm saying that because somebody got 68 out of 900 and something 23, it doesn't mean that the person is the top. Even this will even if the others really want to do something, this is an opportunity for them to look at the loopholes, plug it, and make sure that they come tops.
Akosia, do you agree? And are there really loopholes that the other candidates could plug in to increase their votes on the day?
I think I'd want to congratulate all the aspirants, whether zero or highest numbers. It's not easy. It's not easy going through the mill when it comes to MPP and turnout in elections.
Agyarko has decided to.
Agyarko. Well, we're not sure if
That's
it's true. In fact,
true.
as at yesterday, the release from the party organizers, they are going ahead with it. We're not sure if he's decided to step down. If he's unhappy with the decision that has been made as of yesterday, we're yet to confirm that. But Akosia,
okay. So I do not know why, in one breath, Nana is saying that she's disappointed in Dr. Bawumia's results. In the same breath, she's also equally disappointed in Alan Chamantin's results. But she was more
in Ashanti region.
In Ashanti region, but that is what. So you see, when we make the argument,
and I was making the argument that if he's an establishment candidate, he didn't do well.
And again, when we say establishment, people have often linked it to appointees in government who seem to be championing the cause of one candidate.
Hold on, let me just read this out. Sorry to cut you, but Agyarko, in actual fact, has refrained from the NPP runoff election. He cites legal breaches, and a statement has been released. We'll put up that statement shortly. But
okay,
carry on.
There's not enough time for me to
carry on.
You know, assimilate. So, basically, when you make the connection that there's a system candidate and you point out appointees in government, if you look at the constitution of that within the SDC, that's the Special Delegates Congress, that's 85 appointees. 8%. I do not believe that 8% is enough to swing a vote overwhelmingly in the direction of the vice president for him to get the 68+% that he got. Now, what we also need to understand is the SDC, NDC, and the SDCs, the persons that constitute it, also have a constituency. They are MPs. You have all the 137 MPs. You have constituency chairmen, all the 275. And when you are going into an election of that sort, you listen to what the grounds are saying. What are the grounds saying? There are certain places they will say, hey, you know, there are sentiments that you cannot dismiss, even if your personal interest will be that you sat with the person 1992 to take pictures of the formation of... I'm saying that generally all the aspirants have their, have people.
So it's not just Dr. Bawumia that.
It's not just Dr. Bawumia, but by and large, the people. Nanaya, please, I didn't single out anybody. Yes, you were saying that you were shocked that peers of Alan and whatnot, even his peers, if you say it as it is, do not feel the need, especially in a region such as an Ashanti region. We have to look at it. But the point I'm making is that all of them represent people, especially those who voted on Saturday. And if the numbers, as we have seen, reflect what the people are saying, then it dovetails into November 4.
Does it really? Because political analysts have said that if he didn't get 70% and over, then this is not going to be an easy one for him.
Political analysts should also realize that in that comparison they are making, if they are comparing it to the current president's Special Delegates Congress, they should not forget that he had already been in the running 3 times as a flag bearer for the party. This is the first timer. This is the first timer scaling the hurdle of I don't want to bring the religious card into it, but what I'm particularly excited about is that a minority in the party, as people like to say, is in the lead.
But could it be that he's being forced on people, which is why the votes went the way they did?
I don't think you understand how the MPP works. Nobody can force anybody on anybody.
The MPP?
MPP has never had a pseudo declaration where a founder of a party goes to say that this is who I am pleased with and this is who should take over the party. MPP has never had that. MPP has never had the treasurer of his party being sacked because he sold forms to one George. I think it was George Boateng or so.
I don't know where this is going.
Yes, you should have that history, and it belongs to another party.
No, but I'm just saying that I don't know how this comes into this conversation.
It comes into the conversation because an impression is being created that people are being forced to vote for a particular candidate. That's the impression that has been created. And I'm letting you understand that People cannot force people because once you are going to vote, you are voting based on certain signals you've picked beyond your own personal opinions. People genuinely believe in the candidature of Dr. Bawumia.
Okay.
Percentage-wise, I'm saying that whatever the pundits are saying, whatever considerations they are making, even for the current president, who had his 81%, he subsequently went on to have 94%. But don't forget the track record of Akufo-Addo, especially yes, I'm saying that even if you can't compare, then you shouldn't be disappointed in the 68% that he got.
Okay.
Because you said that you expected 90% based on your feelings or based on what data. So let's not forget that even if you make it a system conversation, if you are saying that beneficiaries of the system, being it appointees, are the ones who were forced to vote, it only constitutes 8%.
All right, I'll let Margot come in shortly, but let's take a look at that statement that has been released from Honorable Boakye Agyarko's camp, indicating that he does not intend to carry on with the run of elections. So it says, and it's written to Right Honorable Professor Aaron Michael Quay. He's the chairman of the Presidential Elections Committee for the NPP. Says that, dear sir, I write to the Presidential Elections Committee with reference to the press engagement by the General Secretary of the New Patriotic Party on Wednesday, 30th August 2023, after the National Council meeting on the resolution of the National Council members. After the National Council meeting on the resolution that National Council members will vote to break the tie of the NPP special presidential election, I refer to the NPP Constitution Article 13, Clause 19, quote, where there are more than 5 contestants for nomination as the party's presidential candidate, a special electoral college shall cast their votes by secret ballots for the first 5 contestants to be shortlisted. The special electoral college shall comprise of the following, and it states it there clearly: the National Council, National Executive Committee, Regional Executive Committees, all members of the National Council of Elders, all members, all party members of Parliament, 3 representatives of each of the special organs of the party, past national officers, 3 representatives each from every external branch, founding members during the registration of the party at the Electoral Commission, and all party card-bearing ministers. I also make reference to the approved guidelines for the Special Electoral College issued by the Presidential Elections Committee. And if we can just scroll up, of course. So then he says that the position of the runoff scheduled for Saturday, 2nd September 2023 was reaffirmed by the chairman of the Elections Committee during your address to the party after the first round of the special college elections, where you stated that candidates who voted in the first round will be the ones to vote in the second round. Let me jump to the other paragraph. It says that it is totally unacceptable for me that such an unconstitutional act can be perpetrated on the altar of expediency. Am I to surmise that the party did not know the cost implication? It is unconscionable the rules of the game will be changed midstream. Rules and regulations that are flip-flopped in such a manner is only detrimental to fair play and justice. It is a clear violation of the party's constitution and the guidelines for the Special Electoral College. It is an unconstitutional act which cannot allow myself to be associated with. So I refuse to be a part of such an act that seeks to unjustly truncate a previously agreed upon process and cannot be part of what is about to be done on Saturday. Margot, I'll come to you if there's time, but let Margot speak on this. Of course, latest developments on the runoff.
You see, democracy is not cheap. You understand? And if we are ready to be democratic as political parties, that we want to form governments, I think we should understand that democracy is very expensive. And from Mr. Boakye Agyarko's statements, probably maybe the national executives or the council were considering cost and all that. But they should understand from the word go that from your special delegates conference, these are the modus operandi of the elections. And these are how it's going to be if A and B happens. Then they prepare alongside. So I think it is fair for him to state his case that, I mean, it's unconstitutional. But Bella, let's come to Dr. Bawumia. You know, the point is that what Chairman Wontumi is saying, that is their plan.
That is whose plan?
The Bawumia's camp. Initially, I think they thought they were going to get some 80%. So maybe they could petition, then they'll say, oh, the people have, it's gotten overwhelmingly. But the results 68.15% is nothing to write home about. So, you know, he was just rehashing the things that they have in mind, and that he said, if not for democracy. So he himself knows it's undemocratic. But Bella, the point is, look at the caliber of people that voted. If anyone says Dr. Bawumia is new, Dr. Bawumia partnered President candidate Akufo-Addo 2012. He even went to court for them and became very popular through court. He partnered him in 2016. The party people, he's been with them. They've gone around campaigning and all that. For me, it's not about when you came. You understand? Because there is Paul Ambantem. But the point is that I think, and you know, I heard, and I know him to the former General Secretary of the MPP speaking for Mr. Alan Chairmantain. I heard him speak about the establishment candidates, being Dr. Bawumia. You see, these are people who could be whipped in line. These are appointees, people that they have worked with him, people that at least they could just say that, oh, for the sake of the president, for the sake of this person, let me just consider him. But upon all this, and the monies we had being spent, the dollars, the CDs.
But these are allegations.
Yeah, that's what we had. You understand? Or now we don't believe in...
so do you believe what you've heard?
Let me make my point.
Okay,
and upon
I'm
all
listening.
the monies, Hope Sinadoya is no mean a person. And a whole MPP, they are something operations or something. He said there were monies being shared. A lot of them said the monies have been. So upon all these things, all that Bawumia got was 68.15%. Bella, it's a shame. For me, I've always said that the fact that Dr. Bawumia even want to contest to become president of this country is an insult to Ghanaians.
How? How do you say that?
They are not, you see, they're his own MPP superdelegates, they're creme de la creme. They are not saying that he didn't come early. They are just voting vote of no confidence in him. That even though we've been whipping line and all that, you are not fit to be a president. When President Akufo-Addo
How do you deduce from the superdelegates conference?
Oh, Bella. When President Akufo-Addo went for the conference, in his remarks, he said that he, Bawumia, Alan, all of them, they are part of him. They are all old people. Every Ghanaian has seen Bawumia's performance in charge of the economic team. Therefore, he's calling for a new leader.
He says he's waiting for them to vote
who is new,
so that a leader will be elected from them
emphasis, stress,
to take us out of the economic doldrums that we find ourselves in.
Amongst all the people contesting, the 10, the MPP and Ghanaians, they are part of President Akufo-Addo's government. I mean, we've seen them. So there is nothing new about them. So he's rather calling for Ghanaians to look for President Mahama to come. Then the end.
But he's not new either then. He's also been rejected by Ghanaians.
Akufo-Addo was rejected 3 times.
And
How many times
back.
did he come? As for him, his longevity in politics, all those
Akufo-Addo
things.
is no longer on the ticket.
You know, so
You are
the point
speaking
is
to
that
somebody who wants to contest.
somebody was rejected and he came finally. So never mind. So Bella,
You are the one making the reason that issue. Nobody raised that.
As for Dr. Bawumia, it is a vote of no confidence. They are telling him that you don't perform. It is not because you didn't come early, but you are not a performer.
He got the most votes on the day.
Most votes are out of which people?
961. Well,
And then Dr. Bawumia came
927
second.
thereabout.
Can you imagine? Establishment candidates, you couldn't even get 80%.
But the votes difference between Kennedy Japan and even Dr. Bawumia was very wide.
Dr. Bawumia's
629
campaign team
versus
has a
137.
lot of work to do.
Okay.
The people don't like him. And they don't like him not because he's new. Nobody should say that. Because they know he is not fit for the position.
So who is
He
fit for the
has
position
not-
amongst at least the top 4 at the moment?
None of them. President Nana, I even sided with him that we need a new person. None of them believe that Bawumia can do something new. Everything President Akufo-Addo did, it was through Bawumia.
Okay.
He complimented him. During the Ayawaso West Wagon by-election, Nana stood on the platform and said, Bawumia is a brain box. So how do you present a brain box amongst the MPP? All their brains is in Bawumia's head. Then you present such a candidate and he gets this low marks upon all the monies, all the things that they did, the machinations, the calling of people kneeling down, crying, telling them I am from northern region, I have done this, I went to court, I was a witness.
But he
Upon
won all the votes
these
in
things-
even his region, Northeast.
Oh, but
saw
Bella, do you
this
want to
way.
talk about what happened in Northeast? And you see, Bella, Ghanaians must be interested in this. people that we choose as leaders, they come with their personal attributes and character. Look at what happened in Dr. Bawumia's home region. Beating agents, now people are wearing neck
braces and all that,
see,
yeah.
all because they want Dr. Bawumia to lead the MPP. So is that how, in the unlikely event, he even comes to lead the MPP? Is that how he's going? Because these are his own colleagues, or these are friends, and look at what they are doing to themselves. So you see, Ghanaians must get interested. And Bella, I will end that.
Yes,
Dr.
please end for me.
Dr. Bawumia, MPP, the special delegates, whatever, they have proven that the gentleman, it is not about when he came, but they know, say, he is not a performer. He didn't do anything. He didn't add anything to President Akufo-Addo. Therefore, they don't want him.
Okay.
They have just manipulated the people in thinking along a certain line.
Okay.
But it's not going to work.
We have to go.
But we have closed.
So
on this note,
no. Akosia and Coco, please just give Akosia 30 seconds. She wants to respond to the Boakye Agyarko statement.
First to the Boakye Agyarko.
Only that. We don't have time for more.
So in the event that there was a scenario where out of the 9 aspirants, 3 garnered votes and all the rest had 0 votes, it would mean, per what the Constitution said, that they will still have to get 5 out of it.
Yeah.
Now, I believe that whatever decision was taken is the highest decision body, but it's not embedded in the law, so we have to look at it again.
Okay.
I clearly have to,
All right.
I see what Agyarko is talking about. Now, to what she has just said.
We don't have time.
Let me finish. I will not be interrupted.
We'll be taken off air.
The uneasiness with which Margot feels anytime Dr. Bawumia's name is mentioned. And I want to state it's very clear to you. It is going to be a comparison between 2 people. One who has also been vice president before, who then became president and had nothing to write home about.
Thank you so much, Akosia, for joining us this morning. Akosia, wait, Margot, I haven't wrapped up. Easy. Akosia Menu is the deputy CEO of the National Youth Authority. Nanaya Achimpim Jantwa is the general secretary for the CPP. And Margaret Ansay is a member of the communications team for the NDC. Let us know what you think as well. The hashtag is TV3 New Day. We'll be back with more. Nashaka will come your way with a conversation about staying fit the gym way. And of course, Roland Walker will also come your way with more. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Thank you, ladies.